Where are we? Facebook, YouTube, and we are live. Welcome to the 2022 official Shadow Era World Championship stream. I am one of your hosts. I am Paul Vato. If you've played the game, guess what? I'm Sir Vato. You may not have been able to put the two and two together. I've been playing the game for over 10 years. And much to the chagrin of most, I've only used one hero, basically, Elementalis. So people have an issue with that, but now, because of the World Championships, I've expanded my repertoire. So watch out. Next year, I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with. I've already lost this year, but it was so much fun. It was such a great experience. It also shows the strength not only of Shadow Era as a game, but also as a community. In case you're wondering who I am, again, I'm Paul Vato. You can find me at paulvato.com. I enjoy Shadow Era because I do it a lot of times while I'm doing other things, whether when I'm supposed to be working and whatnot. Or honestly, though, if I'm playing poker, I play online poker, and I do pretty well at that. So while I'm playing poker, I do concentrate on the poker, and then Shadow Era is just something that kind of keeps me going. I'm also an actor. I'm a business owner and an actor. My last movie that I did was with Nicolas Cage and Elijah Wood called The Trust. They filmed it here in Las Vegas, where I'm currently at. I won't give you my address unless you ask nicely, of course. And you can look for me in the new season of Ted. And Ted is a show by Seth MacFarlane. It will be on Peacock TV later on this year. It's currently being animated. I have a small part in that. So look for me. And Ted, for those of you that are thinking like, whoa, where have I heard that before? Well, there was a couple of movies maybe 10 years ago about a little animated little bear, really funny, Seth MacFarlane's humor. So I really enjoyed working on that. If you ever have any questions, you can always hit me up also. I'm on all social media, but if you go to paulvato.com, from there, you can find me across all social media, whether it's Instagram, YouTube. I also have a podcast, Paul Vato Presents, and I'm always looking for interesting hosts. You can find that wherever you listen to your podcast. So John, the new owner of Shadow Era, it's not me. A lot of people thought that it was me. I was trying to put together a team to buy it. It was a scary time when we thought we were going to lose Shadow Era. I'm glad we didn't. Because, again, there's such a wonderful, great community that people make lifetime friendships via this community. So it's great that you guys are here. You're going to hopefully get ready to listen to some great commentary with me and my co-host, Insano Mango, who also has a deep love for the game and a deep knowledge of the game, which I don't have because I'm too busy doing other things. I forgot to mention I also own Vato Cigars. I'm not here to promote, cigars or tobacco, but it's a company that I've owned in Las Vegas for over 10 years. For over 10 years, we were inside Bitcoin's Casino, which is on Fremont Street. And Shadow Era has just been there along the way. It's been like a good, comfortable blanket that I use. And I'll play at night to relax, and then in the morning when I wake up. So that's a little bit about me. I'm Paul Vato. My co-host is Insano Mango. I've played him. I know he's destroyed me in many games on Shadow Era, but he also has a deep affection for the game, and he's wonderful at it and knows a lot more technically than I could. So I'm going to be here to try to be funny, see what happens. And Insano's going to give you a lot of the detailed stuff that goes on either behind the games. And if you guys have any questions, I think you can find us somewhere on chat where you can drop in your comments, your questions, try to be nice. Other than that, welcome to the 2022 World Championships of Shadow Era live. Insano?
Yep. Well, that was pretty cool. I'm drinking whiskey right now. I feel like I need some of those cigars. You know how well those pair together. Good stuff. But we've both been playing this game for a long time. Oh yeah, definitely. Paul is probably the only player that I've actually have a winning record against. There's not many out there that I could say that about. I've been playing just as long as him, basically. I think it was since 2012. As he mentioned, the game has been around for a while. But you know what? Let's not focus too much on what I gotta say. Let's go ahead and jump into people that are actually playing the game, and maybe I'll explain more about myself later on. But right now, we're going to check out TJ Dub playing Gravebone versus BT Sigismund playing Aramia. So let's go ahead and jump into that game, Vato. Let's see what the heck's going on. All right. And awesome playmats. One of the great things about the game, as you can see, is these playmats and these sleeves actually are custom. So, I mean, it takes quite a bit of in-game currency to get them because obviously it's not cheap. And so if you played for a long time and you acquired the amount of gold needed, you can purchase these through speaking with the game owner and or his cohorts. See, Team Juggernaut is one of the guilds in the game. Black Templars in the foreground or in the background is another guild. They both decided they got together as a group, came up with these images for mats and sleeves, and they look awesome. I actually really like the Team Juggernauts one in the foreground. Alden and Keon are an amazing artwork and paired together. It looks really well. What do you say, Vato?
It is. It's amazing. The artwork is amazing. The storylines are amazing.
Vato only speaks when he wishes to.
Oh, wait. Can you not hear me?
Here, Vato. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
I don't hear them, man. Okay, well, awesome. Chat away.
Okay, great, wonderful. Yes, yeah, I love the artwork. I think it's fantastic. I love the storylines as well. I was going to suggest that we turn these into a movie. I don't know if anyone's ever written a script, but I have people that I could pitch it to. So I've lost my feed over here on Discord. Oh, there it is. It's back. So yeah, man, that's what I'm hoping for. Are you able to hear me, Insano?
Yeah, I got you, brother. I can hear you now.
Yeah, but yeah, that artwork I think is fantastic, and it's especially for those that have played what are they called, trading card games, TCGs. I mean, this is better than anything I think that's out there. I mean, hey, it's kept my attention for 10 years. But yeah, the artwork, I don't know how they come up with it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I am a wannabe artist as well, and it's not something that's easy to do. I mean, I every now and then I dabble with some art. Basically, it's just pencil drawings. I can never do anything to the level of what some of these people can actually push out. And it looks like, with the Supernova, that's going to do 7 damage in total to our guy, BT Sigismund, who is not a slouch. He's played this game for a long time as well.
Amazing. Well, so speaking of art, what do you think of this? And maybe this is a discussion for a different time, but what do you think of this new, the AI, the programs where you just input ideas and it outputs art, if you will? Is that something that have you played around with that?
You know what? I have no qualms with it. I tried it myself, and I can say that you honestly have to know what you're doing, what kind of prompts to put in to actually acquire the image that you're seeking. It's not like you could just go in there, type in pretty picture of lady and get an amazing, visual representation. It takes till for you to actually get what you need.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, because I know that people are worried about this whole AI taking their jobs or maybe appropriating artwork. So yeah, it's great to get somebody who's more of an artist get their opinion.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think it probably will to an extent. It is not a person, so I mean, sometimes it's nice not having to deal with people. So I wouldn't doubt it if it does to an extent take away some manner of the availability of jobs or opportunities for actual human artists, but I can't imagine it would be a complete removal. And it looks like we have Dub here. He's just inches away from being able to pull this out, and I think he's going to. Wow. I think he got this. Aramia, the deck that everybody hates, you and I at least hate, he was able to wipe it out with the Gravebone.
Wow, good moves, man. It's so, this is like deep thinking type stuff. I mean, it's like no two games are ever the same, because I know that we lock in our cards, our decks when we play in a tournament or World Championships or a tournament. But when you're just playing, you have the ability to swap out cards in and out, I mean, from one game to the other. And I mean, it's such an incredible. No two games in the history that have ever been identical, because you also have the randomness of how the cards are dealt and what cards you pull, so it's that's what I love about the game, just how deep thinking it can go. And it's always exciting. It's always a new game. It's almost I don't know, is it like chess where there are rules, but within that there's the parameters are so wide that you'll never have two games that are identical, but always very exciting.
Yeah, well, for some people are random, but not for people of Rising Sun with the RS codes. Thanks to no, I'm just kidding. There are no codes. There are no shuffle bug, but it is a common theme that players are always talking about. I mean, it is nothing worse than when you start a game and all of a sudden you have 4 mind control in your hand. You're like, ah!
Like, I don't want to get rid of. I don't want to burn any of these. I don't want to get rid of any of these. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah, and then at that point, honestly, you're just like, you know what? I'm already gonna lose anyway. I'm just gonna sacrifice all my cards till all I have left is mind controls. I'm gonna do 4 mind controls in a row, and then I'm gonna quit.
But if they've got some beefy creatures, I mean, I've used mind control 4 in a row and won the game because 6, 12, 18. 24. There you go.
I have had that done to me. I was playing Yithan before. I don't think you know what that is, but that is another hero in Shadow Area.
Oh,
and
what's that? Yeah.
I played 4 big allies in a row, and my opponent mind controlled every one of them into my face. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done. I think I put down the game for at least the rest of that day.
Are you sure it wasn't me that did that to you?
Jerk. But let's not focus on the past. Let's look ahead to the future. And the future has us looking at RSATKING or King playing Baduru and BT Legolas playing Amber. So let's go ahead, jump into that and see where they're at. They're already playing 6 minutes ago, so they might be pretty far ahead. And these are 2 quick heroes, so they might actually be close to the end of the game as well.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I just joined it here on mine, but that's it looks like they've been going for a while. Yeah.
Oh, check it out. We have AT King. He's got a golem, a pet going on, and I know right now it's just aesthetics, but we talked about it last night where John was saying sometime in the future they might find some goodies for you. So whether that's going to be gold, shadow crystals, cards, nobody really knows. But hey, you go to shadowera.com, check out the listing so that you can buy one. Because hey, sometime in the future there might be more pretty looks.
I like that, man. It's very, and I hope that this isn't the wrong thing to say, but I feel it's almost like very NFT like you can own these pets. So I love that option of it too, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to spend any money on Shadow Era. Until I bought the game, I never spent money on it. I'm kidding. I'm not the one that bought it, but people, those were also the rumors floating around that I bought it. And I think I used it to scare somebody because they got a little mouthy, and not many people do. But I was like, I'll just ban you because I own it. And they're like, what? Like,
yes.
Like, so always be nice to people. Be nice to people.
Man, I'm gonna have to use that one day. Hey, don't you know who I am? I own this, so relax, or you're done.
Don't you know who I am? So relax, or you're done. You're banned for life.
The line that everyone likes to use, right? Everyone that's gained any kind of status. Don't you know who I am?
Don't you know who I am?
All right, so let's get back to this. We got AT King whittling down Amber a little bit, down to 15 health now because of that tick from Blood Frenzy. You ever play any Warriors, Vato?
Not yet, but I am really expanding my vision here, and I'm gonna really play with all of them. I'm gonna make a deck for each one and really mix it up so that I'll always have something new and exciting, and it's fun. It's fun creating these new decks. We're taking something and then tweaking it, hopefully for the better. But yeah, I mean, it's been an exciting week here, coming up to the World Championships.
We got a couple of waifus coming down here, the Darien Seductress, and like Baduru doesn't give a damn about what they look like or what they're showing him. He's going to take them out right off the bat. And man, he's really pumping up that mercenary there, 11. I don't know if he has a way to get rid of that crippling blow, but doesn't look like Legolas is going to risk it either. He's, I don't want that crippling blow to come off and have a hole punch through me. A mercenary that's probably sitting at 10, 11.
Yeah, he's at 10. Yeah.
Slithering Viper, brand new card, comes in, poisons and stuns. Nothing I hate more than stunning on your allies. Just like, why even play it? What am I doing? Oh, Caravan Smuggler. I don't think he's doing an outlaw deck, but Caravan Smuggler is such a nice way to kind of reset your hand a bit, letting you shuffle cards. And got another resource destruction. Baduru killing resources on his opponent and his own side. He does not like resources, doesn't want you to have them or himself. It's kind of like that estranged girlfriend, you know, if I can't have you, nobody will.
Nobody will.
At least that's what I heard from people that have girlfriends.
What's that like?
Yeah, exactly. Priest of the Light, shuffling back. He's going to want to eat some more Shadow Energy or just heal up a bit. Baduru, he's getting ready to close this out. And I can say he, because I think we have about 2 female players in all this Shadow Era, which is usually the par for the course, I think, with these kind of games.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's down to 4, at least on my end over here.
Look at that math. That is some outstanding math skills, Vato. And
numbers. All right.
You know what? And this, oh man, enraged last second. Like, you know, I'm not going anywhere. You see what we got. So he's just going straight for the hero. Does he have? Oh, he's gonna take off the enrage.
Yeah.
Oh man, wow. There we go. The trollish ending, letting the man die to his own blood frenzy. I love doing that to people.
I love doing that because you brought that upon yourself by using blood frenzy.
Yeah, come on, man. You're gonna use something overpowered like that.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we are gonna kind of segue right into the next game. We have RS Nam Castle, if you want to find that, versus playing Aramia, and we're gonna be going to he's going against Trino Clore, who is playing Lance. So Nam. Oh, and
yeah, of course.
That's we're a little
right
ahead here. Production is
right
a little behind. That is a snafu on my part. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll wait a bit until we get everything set up. But any hero that you've come up to, at least since you're starting to play new ones now, anything that you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to want to play this one a bit more, even though you're the Elementalis guy.
Yeah, Praxis. Praxix? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Praxix.
Praxix and Bad. Badaru. I'm liking those.
They're both good heroes to pick up. It's good. All right. It looks like production is ready to go. So now we're ready to jump into Nam Castle versus Trino Clore. Aramia versus Lance. Man, looks like Nam Castle didn't get the memo. No sleeves and no mats. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Hey man, old school. Yeah, I guess I didn't get the memo either because all my decks are naked. I didn't even realize. I was like, oh, that's an option.
But this is
So,
a great. Yeah, this is a great juxtaposition though, because look at Trino Clore. He actually made that mat and those sleeves. Like, they are outstanding. And wow, it looks like we're looking at another. I would have thought Aramia would have been banned, but decided to go ahead and leave it in. I guess he's thinking that he can actually handle it with Lance. I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
Why do you think it should have been banned?
Well, it's one of the more consistent decks in the game, if not the most consistent deck in the game, and it's difficult to get a foothold once it gets rolling. But I think the issue here, or why Trino might be feeling confident about this matchup, is that Lance generally likes to run that, what is it called? One that blows up all your items, anarchic looting. So even though this deck actually runs a ton of items, Trino can actually in one turn wipe the entirety of what he has on the board and make things a lot more difficult for Aramia.
Got it. Yeah.
So it looks like it's been a pretty tough start for Trino. He's got nothing on the board, but you see, he's just got a ton of options with which to remove items on the board. I mean, and you asked me, but I mean, I'm sure you've had your own run-ins with this Aramia deck that you can tell people about.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's impossible to get anything going because it's almost like they have a counter for everything that you do. It's like they're a step ahead, and you just can't get anything going. You're like, everything's getting put back in my hand or destroyed. So yeah, it's not an easy deck to play against.
Yeah, and I mean every game has decks at some point, right, that kind of start to dominate. But I feel like this game is pretty well balanced overall. And I think one of the things that needs to be talked about, this game, there's games out there where the best cards that you can get, you have to pay for them in some kind of way. And I feel like that is not the case at all for here. Like you can't, it's not like if I don't put in $50 into this game, I'm not going to be good at it.
No, that's you're 100% right. It's and again, I don't think I hate to say this, I don't think I've ever spent any money on it, but just through grinding, you're picking up the gold, you're picking up the shadow crystals and whatnot. So it's not based on money. And you're right. Other games, if you don't spend money, you don't get anything. So it's great to see a game that allows anybody, even if you don't have a budget for games, that you can still play and have an amazing time. And just you grind, and eventually you'll be able to build different decks, because you start out with two decks, right? I mean, I know you start out with one, but then there's a way of getting a second deck.
Well, you start off with two decks. You start off with the one that you choose, and then which is a human hero, and then you actually also have a shadow hero that I think it's randomly generated starter deck that's put into your collection as well. So I don't know if it's the same always, like if you always choose Boris, that you always get Logan, but I know I did open up a few test accounts just to see, and every time there was always one shadow deck there. And it looks like Trino Core, it looks like he went ahead and decided that game was over. I know from talking to him personally that he was feeling pretty comfortable with that matchup, and that he felt that Lance would have an opportunity to keep things under control. I mean, Lance generally has a lot of control options. Ankle breaker, I know if you've gone up against rogues yourself, as Elementalis, it's hard to beat your way through ankle breakers. And even those spirit shurikens, those things are tough too. He has a lot of allies that kind of stop your allies from doing anything. Sword Thief, that 3-cost ally that comes down, it keeps your ally from attacking or defending. So all these options in play, theoretically, you think it would be good to keep an ally-based deck like Aramia in check, but even there, it's Aramia showcased its versatility in being able to overcome almost any obstacle, even if it seems like a direct counter.
Yeah, yes. How long have you been playing?
I have been playing since 2012. Yeah, and
same. I think we started about the same time.
Yeah, August 2012. I didn't really join community for much of my time. I think for the first 4 or 5 years, I was just kind of playing quick match randomly, and then I kind of joined up, played a couple of the tournaments. I won one tournament that was a team-based tournament, and I came in second, I think, for what it was it Crown or Slugfest, one of the big ones. Unfortunately, I was slated to play the finals, and work got in the way last minute, so I wasn't able to play. Came in second place. So that was kind of a tough loss, but Otherwise, I've mostly enjoyed the aspect of organizing. I was part of we had kind of a tournament organizers group, and I was big on running that. I did run one big tournament called Battle of the Ages. So I had I had everybody signed up, and it was honor based, so you put in your name and how old you were, and then I think I divided it from like over 25 and under 25, and in the end the under 25 crew won.
Kids.
Yeah, somehow they always sneak their way through.
Sure.
But hey, you know what, it was fun to play, and it was fun to oversee and watch, and I was glad to be able to introduce a different format that people were not used to. And let me see, speaking of games, I think we're ready to go. We're going to be checking out BT Sigismund versus TJ Dub Dub. So Sigismund versus Dub Dub, that should be right at the top of your screen. And so we have.
If people want to tune in, where can they find us?
You know, we have a gentleman producing everything. Perhaps he can give us a link of exactly where we can send people to watch. That's a good call. I don't think we've actually put it out there.
Yeah, we should, so that people know where they can find the stream. They can see our beautiful faces, and I can also put it up on paulvato.com, so it'll lead them directly there.
Yeah, I didn't get my hair all done up for nothing.
It looks good, by the way. Aliens.
You know what? Honestly, this is just how I wake up in the morning, man. I'm blessed, you know?
Hey, no filter, man. So people just look good.
You see, and so what we got going on here? Oh, Shadow Bolt, the bane of your existence in your last game.
Shadow Bolt. Hate that.
Yeah,
Such
so we got.
Card.
Yeah, and so if anybody does come across this in the future or happens to be watching, you got Lowest in the foreground, Baduru in the background. Baduru deciding, you know what, it's time to bring a weapon. Oh, it looks like this game is over already. Oh, let's watch it through though. We just got here. Let's kind of see what played out, and then we can jump into the next game afterwards. And oh, look at that machete. So this Lowest is likely running the Outlaw Allies. That's new to me. I don't think I've seen one doing that before. And we are actually streaming this. The boss has just let us know through the Facebook and YouTube for Shadow Era. So if you were to go to Shadow Era or find Shadow Era in our YouTube account and or the Facebook account, you will see it playing through in there.
Perfect. Yeah, folks, join us there.
Let's see.
I'll bring it up, see how it looks.
And oh wow, Brutal Minotaur. You know, I don't think I have ever seen that card played in competitive. A 6/6 card that is very frightening to go up against.
Yeah, it sure is. But it causes damage, right? When
it dies, yeah, you take a kickback of 2 damage. But I mean, it's 6/5. You know, 6/5 now because 1 damage was dealt. But look at, he's single-handedly taking out Sigismund with that Minotaur. I mean, it is a beefy ally that actually puts in a lot of work.
That's a beefy ally. Whoa, there it is.
And that was it, man. That went pretty quick. I'm not sure that he was ready for that sort of ally to just drop on the board suddenly. And it actually even survives a Nova, so it could hang around for a bit.
Yeah, it's got 6, right? So 6 defense.
It comes in cheap at 5, tough. But that 6 health and 6 attack is not cheap. You usually don't see that on a 5-cost card. He comes in swinging hard, ready to smash around. And if you don't have some kind of option ready, it can be painful, as we just saw. I mean, he came in swinging brutally, as the name tip would say, and it was over pretty quick for our boy.
In case you haven't seen this on YouTube, we've got a few comments, and excuse my face getting so close to the camera, but I'm kind of blind. And is this Servato, the classic Elementalis player? Sí, Jose. Fernandez was asking. And the Boa says, boy, it's been a long time since I looked at this game. Wasn't expecting this to show up on my feed today. But welcome, everyone.
Nice.
Well, yeah, thanks for joining us. And drop some comments, drop some likes, maybe even share it if you know some players that haven't been around for a while. Bring it back, because there's some exciting things going on with the game. And so we would love to have many of you, all of you back into the fold. At least come by and say hi to the community. And I mean, that's what I love about it too. And I've been, remiss by not being involved more, but I'm for 10 years, I'm a business owner and inside Binions, and I'm running a couple cigar shops. So it's tough to, sometimes you have to spread yourself out, wisely as wisely as you can. But now that I'm somewhat retired, back into acting, you can definitely will be able to catch me in the community. So thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. I mean, people didn't get to see all the behind the scenes for us today, but man, it was an undertaking getting this going. We're working remotely with someone that's doing some producing for us. You and I are both in separate locations. That gentleman's in a separate location. It's coming together, 3 people from across the U.S. at least. And to say it was a rough start is an understatement, but we're here now, and I think we have everything squared away for tomorrow. Tomorrow should be nice, smooth sailing, and the games have been playing through great. I mean, it's been going quickly, and in fact, it looks like we're ready to go ahead and jump into our next one. What do you say, Vato?
Let's do this.
All right, so we're gonna be checking out Dub against Sigismund. TJ Dub versus Sigismund. Let's jump on in. And again, that awesome Team Juggernaut Matt and that Black Templar Matt. Looks like we have Elementalis, I think you know that hero, versus Lowest. I got my cats over here hollering at me for attention.
How many cats you got?
I have cats. Ugh! I tried to grab one. It took off. It's too fast for me. Been slow in my old age. All right, what do we got? We got Elementalis playing Karash, who got that little health buff. I mean, remember he used to be just 2-2 and he would kind of die all the time, but that one extra health all of a sudden, hey man, this thing is actually worth playing a bit more. Let's see, and it is an outlaw Lowest. Of course it is. Why not? Why not abuse the card set that is having the most consistency in the game and just makes me angry every time I see it? It's only because I don't play those style decks. I could very easily play the deck myself and enjoy it, but I can't do it, man. I may not be like you. I may not be a loyalist to one hero and like, this is me, this is what I'm gonna be. But I also can't ever play the truly meta decks that kind of take over the game. I just can't do it. It gets boring for me. I'd rather things to see if I can come up with something that does decently against it, even if I can't win against it. And I don't know. I guess I just can't be locked into one game, one style like that. How about you?
Well,
never mind. What am I asking you?
Well, it's a very valid question, and that's the old me. Because I'm now going to, So for those of you that have given me a hard time for the past 5 years, because I think it was probably about 5 years ago when I just locked it in, and I was like, okay, I just know it, and I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. I see your deck, I kind of already know what's going to happen, win or lose. So it's just so easy for me to play. But I've decided to really explore the game more, and part of that is playing other decks and experimenting and just trying to become a better. I think it'll make me a better player overall, because now I also know what decks. If I'm playing against Elementalis, it's like, all right, I already know what they have in their deck. So it's been fun. I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. And this game is going pretty well for Elementalis. He's kind of, at least he's keeping things a bit under control, but I think his draw has faltered. He's kind of lost allies on the board, and actually paying attention to it now, the writing might. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to pull this one out.
It's those outlaw cards, and they go back into the deck and bring more, and And then they have what's it called when they can attack right away? Haste. I don't even know the names, but thank you. I'm learning.
I don't know the names of the card abilities with which they are using.
Nothing. I don't know anything. I just go, that one card that does 1 damage when it pops in and then has 0 attack and then hits 2 for 2, and then somebody's like, "Oh, you mean Death Mage Thaddeus?" I'm like, "Yeah, that one."
Okay, you knew it. I didn't realize that was like a monologue about a situation. I thought you were being your action with me. I was over here no.
I'm working on my stand-up for Shadow Era, so when we have a live convention, I can then do comedy for you guys.
I don't know, man. That Keldor guy got pretty wrapped up, though.
Yeah.
You see, and yeah,
what's going on here?
He's got a full board ahead of him. I don't think there's anything Dub can do. He's looking at the Caravan. He's looking at the Dagger. What the hell? I don't even know what that card is called. But you know what? But he's not giving up. He's trying. He does have Lois down to 11, but I don't think he has any ways to really do any direct damage to that hero. Elementals don't generally have a lot of direct damage that they can apply to the heroes other than a mind control. But I mean, this deck with all these tiny allies, what are you gonna do? Mind control for 2 damage? Not gonna really do much.
You can't waste your mind. You need your mind control for those big beefy ones that deal 6 or whatever. So yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, but Lois doesn't play with beef, man. He well, at least not the big ones. He likes weenies. So I'm sure that came across terribly in the chat, but I don't care. I said what I said. It's done.
Terrific.
I think he's pretty much seeing it. This is done. He's not. Oh, that's the card he needed like 5 turns ago to be able to just limit everybody from. But no, but you see Lois. Yeah, but Lois right now, he's got his ability loaded. Exile. Whee! Gone.
Damn.
Like it never existed, man. It's tough life. Tough love.
Look at that. Yeah, that's a powerful card.
Oh, okay. And that's it. We're done. I don't know how many times I can watch Aremia win. I guess as long as it's happening. Yeah, I want to say some time ago, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 championships ago.
Yeah.
Every time, it was Gondorian and myself, we were running the show, and every time an ally got exiled, I had decided that I was going to make sound effect for it. And because we were talking about, like, man, there should be more sound effects, more visual effects in the game. And I went, all right, for exile, every time something gets exiled, I'm going to go, ah. Because that's the way it looks, man. The card just flies away. And I'm like, this is perfect. So I think maybe at least 4 or 5 times throughout the game, something would get exiled and I'm like, And then Forgotten Horror, you know the Forgotten Horror card, the thing that comes in, freezes you, deals damage, the undead ally?
Yes.
Yeah. Every time that came in, I would be like, the horror! The horror! I love that one too. Nobody plays that card anymore, so I can't really do it this time.
I thought you were gonna go brrr.
that would have worked too. But isn't something from a movie? Is that Planet of the Apes? The horror? No. That is a line from a movie though, right?
Horror!
Yeah, said in that way.
That is something.
And that could.
The horror!
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
you have to be dramatic on it though. You know, with the facial expressions, but they can't see it. But now they can, like, the horror.
You gotta put your hand up and
the fist.
Horror. Both fists up to the sky.
I don't need to tell you what to do. You're the actor. You got it.
I got this. Oh, I don't know.
All right. And speaking of got this, it looks like we're ready now to jump into our next match. We are going to be checking out A1 Auto versus RS Flameborn. A1 Auto versus RS Flameborn. Damn, that game is over. But hell, let's jump into it anyway. Maybe we can get a taste to see how things went for bringing a hero that's pretty obscure. I don't think many people brought Ethan Redhorn to this tournament.
I don't think so.
I think he might be one of the only ones, if not the only one.
That's an interesting choice, Cotton.
Nice. He brought this hero because, or his autos decks this time are strictly homunculus. He wanted counter the Baduru decks out there, because generally it should be a pretty strong counter to it, because you have those wisps, with the armor, the -2 damage. And so obviously it didn't work out for him though. So I'm kind of curious why it didn't work out. And so that's why I wanted to check out the game anyway, because theoretically it should be a pretty good game, or a pretty good option for him here.
Right on.
Let's see what happened here, why things didn't work out. So it's got crossbow. Shout out to my guy TJ Samuel J. Missed him, good guy. You would have seen him as TJ Samuel J in the game chat, or TJ Cripple Threat later on. He was actually wheelchair bound, so his namesake actually was kind of a play on his real life situation. He was a great guy, he had great chemistry when he was on here talking with us, great sense of humor, just all around awesome guy. Miss him, and
Sure.
I hope his family doing well. But I mean, I remember when we were calling this, I had said something about Imori. I was like, Imor crossbow, Imori. And then he comes in and he's just like, that's a spicy crossbow. I was like, damn.
That's a spicy crossbow.
I wish I had that line, man. That was an awesome line.
That's a good line. It's a spicy crossbow.
It's just, and he just nailed the accent. I mean, but he was great comedically. Funny guy, smart, sarcastic. Missed the hell out of him, and I wish he was still around. But unfortunately, life takes good people from us. At times we don't expect it to happen, and
oh man,
yeah. But you know what? Enough of that. He was always here. He was always playing the game. He was ready. He was one of the first guys playing the game. He even played it when it was the actual physical cards. So he would have been here playing this Baduru card back in the day when it was just released. And
Sure.
I think that what we see here, the problem is that Otto just did not have any draw, man. He was starved for draw. And it looks like that's it. It looks like that is going to be the end of the game there. And let's go ahead and let's let it play through. One more shot here. Got Visca. He was trying to make a comeback, but when you're one card at a time, man, that's rough. Especially with Baduru constantly having all this draw. Oh, and then the Dragnus comes down, buffing his allies. Yeah, tough life, man. Vato, and that was it. Vato, he decided that's all she wrote. So what do you think, Vato? What do you think with wanting to play maybe some hunters? You said you liked Baduru.
I do like. But I just want to almost try every single deck that's out there. You guys have created a monster. You guys have created a monster, so
we're all doomed.
So watch out. You never get you're not gonna know what you're gonna get next time.
Copy that. Yeah, well, I just be about ready to jump into our next one. So we're gonna be looking at RS Flameborn versus A1 Otto. RS Flameborn playing Baduru. A1 Otto giving his Yithin another shot, even though Baduru kind of wiped the floor with him. But let's see what happens this time around. Rising Sun. What do you think about that Rising Sun playmat there, Vato?
I love it. I'm gonna need something. I'm gonna need something. I don't think I even have a mat. if I did, I would play. Or maybe I do have one match that I use on my Elementalis, but yeah, no, I definitely looking for a more for something a little bit nicer.
Oh, and this Bane Bow is one of the interesting ones. It's going to be a Ravager, I'm guessing, Bane Bow, which is all about blowing up its own crap and just having an insane amount of draw. Look here's one. Boom, blow up. Take out a couple allies, draw a card. So every time he blows up something, he draws a card. That's why Bane Bow can't have nice things, man. Just doesn't know how to treat it well.
Yeah. Who's playing again? Who do we have playing?
We have RS Flameborn and A1 Otto.
Nice. The guilds going at it.
Sun, A1 Alliance. So yeah, there is guilds in the game.
Yeah,
so you can find people that that you mesh with the best. Some guilds are the country oriented, like the KA and XY guilds were. They were mostly Chinese players. You had 17, which was, I think, man, I want to say they were from France. I know they're a European guild. I don't want to get that wrong and have them come for me.
It's all the same over there. It's all Europe, France, Spain. It's all the same country, isn't it?
Oh man, you know what? You can say that. I'm not. I'm backing off that comment. That wasn't me. That was all Vato. All the same. All the same. Copy that.
It's all the same, right?
Yeah. And man, yeah, even here, those homunculus are just not doing as well as maybe I thought they would. He thought they would be able to take a little more beating, but the problem here is that the Ravagers get that nice little buff and they're able to eat through that armor plating. They don't give a damn how tough you are. They're going to get through that plating. They're going to get through that armor one way or another. They're going to make you feel it. Let's see. Got to start planning ahead. What else we're going to be checking out? How many of these players have you actually had any kind of interactions with, Vato? Have you just kind of started? Has anyone kind of reached out to you and talked to you at all?
Oh, I mean, yeah. You mean just like in the game or via Telegram?
Yeah, just like in the game, Telegram.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd say 99% of the people are just super cordial. Usually, their question is, "Why do you only play Elementalis?" But after that, then it's usually, everyone's always cordial, just like I try to be. Hey, hello, good luck. Sometimes I don't say anything because I am busy, and then I realize that I never want to ignore anyone. So if I do ignore you, it's because I didn't see that you wrote something because I was busy, playing poker, making money at that, as opposed to, playing Shadow Era. But maybe we should add some betting so that then I would pay more attention, and I would play more heroes if we could add some kind of betting aspect. So talk to the powers that be. If we get some gambling involved, let's get the kids in there while they're young. I'm kidding.
Yes, get them hooked. Bad habits. Let's drive let's drive the country into ruin. I like it. Anarchist.
Anarchy in the U.S. I mean, you've already started by drinking scotch at 6 a.m. or whatever time it started.
Okay, excuse me. It is 12:30 in the afternoon. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I did start when it was 10 a.m. Yes, but we don't have to focus on that part.
Have you tried mezcal? Are you a fan of mezcal or tequilas?
I don't care how Mexican I am. I hate tequila, man. I just can't do it.
Get out.
I know. I should like tequila as much as I like this butt kicking that I just witnessed. And Otto is down again. Wow. And that's what happens. It just, you can get steamrolled all of a sudden by those Ravager allies. It's just a matter of making it into that mid game, and then all of a sudden it's one or two turns and you're done. And you're like, what the hell happened? I'm dead.
As they say in Spanish, se acabó. It's over.
I'll the Españolo to you, man. I'm not versed enough to go down that road. I mean, obviously you are. You're even well versed enough to say that all Europeans are the same. So I'm gonna leave all the philosophical stuff to you.
Well, it's you got to understand what they did to us here in the U.S. So I think people are
Those wounds from 400 years ago are still strong with me.
Still, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Yeah, welcome to Shadow Era. Welcome to Shadow Era, and also political commentary. Anarchy.
Colonizers!
They know what they did.
Oh man, this is terrible. Why don't we try sticking back to the game, huh? What do you say?
Yeah. You're right. Oops,
Okay.
sorry.
All right, so we're actually going to be checking out a former champion this time, BT Majorgi versus SET Charlie D. So Majorgi versus Charlie D. Majorgi running the lowest, Charlie D playing vest. Majorgi, Jesus, Majorgi.
Jesus.
Again,
Majorgi.
again with the no playmat and no sleeves.
Man, we call that bareback in Shadow Era. No, we don't. Just kidding.
Well, you know what? We should. Okay.
It needs a name.
Bareback it is. Bareback is better. I like
we're
bareback.
We're going in raw.
Yeah.
Wait, who do we have? BT Majorgi?
BT Majorgi versus SET Charlie D. With the lowest.
A little bit about BT Majorgi is that, and I think you mentioned this, he is a former world champion. And people feel that he is maybe the player who knows the cards best overall. He is this former world champion. He was the leader of the development team. He was the first two-time monthly contest winner, once for the three max deck competition, and once for the highest overall rating competition. This feat is highlighted by the fact that he wins were back-to-back months. So he's not an easy person to go up against.
Bato, it sounds like you got a hold of some information there.
No. This is just stuff that I know. I don't know why you think that I'm reading it off of a teleprompter. Who else do we have?
We have SET Charlie D.
Big Charlie D. Big Charlie with the big D. That's why he goes by Charlie D. Little known fact. He is a member of the set leader. From what I remember, again, I'm just trying to remember. He is a member of the set leadership team, and he joined the guild in mid 2020. So right in the heart of COVID, I believe, he was at home, nothing else to do. He goes, "I'm going to join this guild." And he was the number one rated player from 2021, the European regional champion in 2021. Charlie has won a number of other tournaments, including the King of the Era in 2021, and Charlie has also qualified for the World Championships both years. He has attempted to. So that, from what I remember, again, it's been a while since I learned about Charlie.
Bato, I had no idea you were so encyclopedic with Shadow Era knowledge. I'm very impressed.
I don't know who the heroes are or the cards are, but I do know who the players are. So thank you.
It seems counterintuitive in a way that you wouldn't know anything about the game, but you know everything about the players. It is quite amazing.
It is 1,000% counterintuitive, and that's why I don't do well in the game. I think this is my resignation, because you made me realize that, I've been playing this game wrong. I've just been learning about the players and not about the actual games. Thank you.
You're a man of the people. You don't care about the game. You care about the people in the game.
That's right. So let's get more people in the game.
Care about the humanity.
Oh, the humanity!
Okay, that is definitely a pull from Planet of the Apes.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, so other than the man running the show, who else do you feel like, you know what? I mean, I think you mentioned already one other person that was kind of helping you through things. But I mean, I think that's a focus, right? Like, we really kind of have to let people realize that the community in this game, there's a lot of good people here. Like, there's a lot of people here that will actually help you through things. I mean, you kind of have to join the Telegram chat room, because people don't really utilize the in-game chat too much. But it's like, if you do join, there's a lot of people here that are willing to help you on your journey to becoming a better player.
There really are. Like, there's many selfless players that will help you. You can ask questions, So definitely pop into the forums. Go to shadowera.com and then pop into the forums. And you can ask questions. People are willing to share their deck builds with you. You know, so there is a lot of collaboration. Sure, there's friendly competition, but there's a lot of collaboration. And again, it's not like you have to come in and spend money. It's all free. You can spend money. You can support the game that way, but you don't have to. And you can grind and make the gold and buy other cards and build other decks. So yeah, it's a very supportive community. So, come one, come all.
Yeah, I mean, we have trolls, right? There's always trolls somewhere along the lines, but I think our admin group and ownership, they do a good job of keeping people in line so that they don't ruin the experience for everyone else. And talk about ruin. This is ruining Majorgi's lowest chance of victory here. Somehow, some way, this Vest has decided to stick itself at above 20 health and just live there. I think he's got Rampage on there, which heals him up 2 health every time he kills something. Even though he's got the Blood Frenzy rolling, he's still sticking around. And I mean, we got Lois down to 12. I mean, I know Charlie doesn't have any allies on the board, but he still might make a pretty good run at this.
It's don't give up. That's what I say. Keep going.
Ow! Getting meowed at by the cats again. I keep trying to grab one to feature them on the camera, but man, they're quick. Either that, or I'm slow. I'm getting old.
You're getting older.
Not as quick as I used to be.
How many cats did you ask? Did I ask you this? How many cats do you have?
15.
Wow, you're like an old cat lady.
No, only three.
Wow, you're like an old cat lady. Same answer.
Yeah, 3 is still kind of bad, but hey,
yeah.
It is actually the first cats that I've ever had. They belong to the missus, so I kind of was, I was adopted as part of the Clouder, which is what it's called. Oh my God! All of a sudden, Vest is down to 11 health. I think he had an enrage on there that got removed. The whole exile. But here he goes. He's going to try to make a push. Got a little heal action going there. Dealt 3 damage to. I thought it only dealt 2. Okay, anyway, let's just focus on this. So you look, draw a card. We got 6, 8. You got 10 damage on the board. He's probably just going to go straight to the face. I don't care about the ally. Yep, he wants to beat down Vest. He's got basically Vest is on like a 1-turn clock here, and I don't think they have any way to actually. Oh no! The card we hate, Shadow Bolts.
Shadow Bolts.
Man. And you know what? Vest was looking pretty good there, but in the end, again, outlaw style decks.
I need one of those, I guess. I need to either have
no, you don't. We don't do that, Bato. We don't do that. Okay, it is not who we are, man. We don't follow the mob. We try to find our own way.
No, it's our own way.
But I mean, I think with all the success, I mean, it's just been the games we watched, but damn, the success for those outlaws has been stark, and I feel like it might actually warrant some kind of rejigging. Maybe not a nerf, maybe not a total revert or a total rework, but something I think has to be looked at because this just seems to be having too much success.
Amazing, wonderful. Well, I hope that they've dropped the links to our streams in the Telegram and Discord or wherever most of the members are, so that they can pop in and watch us live, and because I think we're pretty entertaining. So.
If not, at least good to look at.
Members under the live stream.
I mean, we're handsome men.
Models.
Jeez, come on, people.
You can't help it. We're just as God made us, beautiful.
Yeah, just born this way, man.
I was on. Maybe I was born this way. I was on a soap opera called The Bold and the Beautiful, and that was for a reason. So yeah, that was 20 years ago. I used to be bold and beautiful. I don't know what happened.
Hey man, age catches up to us all. Don't feel bad about it.
Yes, it does.
All right, well, what do you say we jump into another, huh? We're gonna go ahead and check out A1 Hitachi or H1 Touch 1. I'm going to say Hitachi. He's just trying to be unique with the ones for eyes. Versus A1 Fake Kiki. So we've got a guild kill match here. Let's go ahead and jump into that. A1 Hitachi versus A1 Fake Kiki.
Okay, yeah, I think he's using the ones as eyes, but you never know. It could be H1.
That's where he got it. He stole it from you.
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's and look at the cards and look at the mat on this as well.
Yeah, this is an absolute amazing example. Look at, I mean, you got Hitachi, you got Fake Kiki at the top with. It almost makes me think of Michael Jackson. It's a weird thing. I don't know why. Every time I look at that mat, I think of Michael Jackson. And then you have Hitachi with his hand in a very perfect location to keep us from showcasing too much crack on the stream.
I see that. Let me see what I can see.
Well, everyone's trying to see what they can see, but he set this up nicely so that you can't.
Smart, very smart.
And it looks like Kiki is actually having a good start here. Like, you already got 3 allies on the board. Eventually, there's going to be a weapon in the mix, and it's going to be tough. We got here. I think we got. Okay, cool. We got some links here. We're going to be trying to copy and paste them. At least for tomorrow, we'll make sure we have all the links up and ready everywhere so that people can jump in from whatever they're watching on or whatever app they may be trying to look at. I mean, today was a little disjointed. It was a learning curve for all of us. Actually, not for you and me, just for the production crew as a whole to make sure everything got running. It was a tough gig to get set up, but hey, we're here, and I think we're ready for tomorrow.
We are our talent. They have us here for our looks, for our voices. So we have nothing to do with, all that hard work that goes into this. We just show up and be our beautiful, entertaining, talented selves. So we're doing our job, I think.
Bato, thank you, sir. As a professional actor, I did not think about it in that respect. You're right. We are the talent. We run the show.
Without us, this doesn't happen. So, recognize. People recognize. No, of course, I try to be humble. It's hard, though, sometimes.
Yeah, you know what? Well, you look like we do. What are you going to do, man? Sometimes you just have to respect reality, okay?
That's it.
Reality is we are the men.
Yeah, that's right. So I think for tomorrow, I think we'll have to let everyone know where the stream is so that they can come and find us. But I think it's been a wonderful first day. Like I said, kind of a learning experience, and just to get the logistics of people in different parts of the country all coming together. And I think it sounds great, it looks great, and it's been just so much fun. How long do you know the schedule? So today was day one, and I don't know, dozens, hundreds of people have already played. Do you know then what happens tomorrow? And then is there another day, or what's?
No, we're actually going through this pretty quick. I think we'll be able to get it to the point where we kind of have the top 8 or top 10 players. I'm not sure how it works out with the double elimination, but I mean the top bracket pretty much almost played through. We already have people waiting for their semi-final matches, so we probably only have a little bit more to go before we kind of bring this thing to a close. Kind of like what Duru is doing in this game. He's got Lance down to 10 health, but Lance said, nope, you have your shiny objects. I will get rid of them and draw a card. Thank you. And I still feel like Baduru is in the driving seat here. Both have the same number of cards in their hand. Oh, he hard summons a bow, going straight to the face. There's not anything Lance can do to stop that damage from the weapon. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Stop thief right off the bat when I say that. Bye-bye bow. 2 allies on the board. I don't know. You could go either way. Oh, Hunter's Gambit, goodbye ally.
Oh, man.
It's real back and forth, this match. It's just going back, boom, 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 boom. Slithering Viper decides to come back in again. Yeah, it's one play counters the other. Ooh, Eris. All right, we got a big body coming in here.
And it's not over. It's not over.
Boom! That is a solid 5-6 ally on the board that Badu really can't do anything about for at least another turn or two.
I think it is over. I think it's over.
No.
But what an exciting game! That's what I love the back and forth. It's for any of you that play poker. It's like, oh look, I just hit my straight on the turn, and then here comes the river, and then now the other guy's got a full house. It's just it's a fun game.
Man, talking poker. Last time I played poker was at just family's place. Everybody put in $10. I walked away with the pot.
Well, it sounds like you don't play often, so in that case, I'd love to play with you for money.
Oh, hell yeah! One thing I'm good at is giving away my money.
I love it. You're the perfect opponent.
Perfect opponent.
And that's why I'm saying that we got to figure out a way to monetize Shadow Era where there's gambling involved. So I think you and I can, well, not against you because you'll just clean me out. So no thanks. But maybe there's some kids out there with some milk money that I could take.
Yeah, well, Lance, being a rogue, took our boys' milk money right there. I really didn't think he had it in the end. It's something else. Haste, you look like you're behind, and then all of a sudden, haste in a couple of big allies, and things. The tide turns. I mean, that Eris came on the board, looking solid, did some major damage, and stuck around for a turn, and then he brought in Karlstrad, another card that doesn't get seen too much. Came in, a couple more heavy smacks, and then before you know it, boom, the game's over, and it's like, whoa, what happened? One health is all Badu needed to finish that game. Just couldn't get it. Lance able to take it at the very end. Really, really amazing game. Itachi, Fake Kiki, both longtime players, both really great players, and I think it really showed in that game.
It is amazing, and that is one of the most gratifying and exciting games possible when you're the one that's down to one health and you still manage to pull it off in that final turn. It is so exciting. You're like, I can't believe I pulled that off. I don't know. The game is very exciting, and it should be an Olympic sport, a mind sport as they're being called now. Chess, poker, Shadow Era. It needs to be up there in mind game territory. So yeah, come join us. Come play. If those of you that are just finding this and don't play Shadow Era, you should definitely consider joining. And again, there's also all this ancillary stuff, with the community and the helpfulness, and just I think it helps your thinking too, because you're thinking through problems. You're kind of seeing into the future. What do I need to do to win this? So it's an exciting game, and I'm glad that everyone's here to join us for these championships. Who do we have next? I'm gonna see if I can join some of these games that maybe are not password protected and just mess with them. But yeah, I got next. Okay, great. So folks, thank you so much for being here. And again, join us back. We'll be back, I believe, tomorrow as well. Just go to our Telegram and we'll drop some links, or we'll drop some links here, either on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you are watching us live. I think there might be, I'll see if I can figure out how to also switch it via Twitch, because it might be streaming on my channel, which is Paul Vato Actor on Twitch. I have Paul Vato, but I've not been able to log into that. But very exciting day. Day one of the 2022 Shadow Era World Championships. I'm glad that you guys are all part of this and are watching. I hope it's exciting for you as it is for us. We're just waiting to hear to see if maybe the bracket is over, and then we'll get back to you. But thank you guys so much for being here. Go to shadowera.com so that you can find out about downloading, go to the Google Play or Apple Store, the App Store, and download Shadow Era, ERA, Shadow Era. And if you haven't already, and join us. And again, you don't need any money. It's complimentary. And if you want to follow me, I'm at paulvato.com. paulvato.com. You can also go to paulvatopresents.com, but that is my my podcasting website. But paulvato.com will get you to all of them. You can also buy my new book, Sewc, which is a parody book. You can go to vato.tv, and from there, it'll take you right to the Amazon store. You go to Amazon and search for Sewc, which is spelled with a K like Kama Sutra, but it means literally means the dirty bed. It's for adults only. I think I should probably say that. Let's say 18 and over. But nowadays, you go to movies and you see like 14-year-olds. You're like, wait, should these kids be here? Back in my day, that was not allowed. So, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We don't know yet if we're wrapping up. What's that?
It was just I was having some technical issues, but I am back.
Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to keep going until they tell us that the bracket is over. But in the meantime, I hope that you will join us and play a few games. You can always look for me if you have any questions. My DMs are open. Go to Instagram.com/PaulVato and you'll find me there. Follow me. And I think I've been abandoned. My co-host, Insano Mango, is not to be found. But on behalf of Insano Mango and ShadowEra.com and Shadow Era the game, and Jonathan Bjork, the new owner, I would like to say thank you, and thanks to our production crew. Thank you so much for making this pretty much work flawless after we got it going, and I'm looking forward to everyone joining us tomorrow. So make sure you tune back in, and until then, I am Paul Vato, and thank you so much for joining us.